Welcome everybody to the 31st edition of the Advanced Dungeons and Dynamics 365 Bare Bones Configuration Guide. And I think that's all it is. So in this series, if you haven't seen this before, then what we're doing is we're setting up dynamics from the base up. So we started off with nothing and we're building out our company, the Waterdeep Trading Company, the purveyor of the finance adventurers for Faerûn. Let me just fix something here. So what we're doing here is we're working through all of the different modules, and we've been slowly moving through all the financials modules. Soon, probably, I don't know how many episodes, but in a while we'll get to the supply chain management. We'll start setting up products, but we have to set up the financial base first before we do anything. So that's what we're doing. And right now we're in the accounts receivable area, and we've gone out and we've set up customers, we've created transactions, we've created some invoices, we've gone through, and in the past episodes what we've done is we've set up the collections area. I still don't know why the statement doesn't print, but we'll just minor inconvenience there. And now we're going to work through a quick small module here, which is customer payments. So we're actually going to see how we can receive in payments from our customers, and we'll work through this. This actually only won't take very long. So we'll see how long this lasts, and then we'll look at the aging and then maybe stop or maybe continue through. So I'll play it by ear whether we get to the deduction management, which is the final step of this process. So let's go and start looking. And what we've got here is we've got our lab environment, the lab environment that we've been using up until now, that you can go out and we can actually get you these lab environments so that you can run through all of these guides yourself and experience the thrill and excitement of setting up a company in Faerûn. But what we've got is, if we look here, we've got all of our customers that we have in the system. So we've got a handful of customers, and then we've been going out and we've been looking at that, and we've been starting to create some invoices. And if we go to our collection area, then we'll actually see that we've got some transactions outstanding here that we need to pay. So this is what we're going to do now. Is we're going to work through and we're going to pay these. So what? Let's go and look at one of these. I just want to look. So what we've got is let's take this one example here. We've got a fiery dragon. They went out and we did some services for them. So they owe us 2,000 Faerûn standard dollars. I needed to look that up because I needed to make sure that I'm not receiving in gold pieces along the way. So we're going to work through some of this in the system. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be continuing our setup, and we're using the bare bones configuration guides that I've been working on feverishly to complete this next iteration. And what we're going to do is the cash receipts is not a very big task to do, but it's an important one to get the money back. So what we're going to do is we're going to start through this. We're working through the configuration of the cash receipts, and we're going through the customer cash receipts here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a customer payment journal. So we're going to, I'm pretty sure that everything is set up for us in the journals, but we'll go and take a look at that. And we can go out and we can receive this cash within the system. So we've got all the instructions here that we're going to follow, and there's just a little bit of information that's here that we need to do, but we're going to work through this. So let's go back to our server and take a look at this. So here I am on the server, and there's actually a couple of ways that we could go out and receive our money. So, for example, if I go to the Fiery Dragon, then when we're on a customer, then what we can do is we should be able to go out and create a payment journal directly from here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the accounts receivable module, and then I'm going to go to customer payment journals. So I'm going to go to the invoice. I'm going to go to payments and the customer payments journal. So this is where we're going to record all the payments in the system. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new payment, and then I'm going to choose the journal that I want for the payment. So when we were setting these up, we actually set up a number of different, a couple of different payment options that we could have. So we could have an escrow payment. We could have a payment to the line of credit. So what these are, if I go out and look into them, let's go and drill directly from the transaction down into the details. Then the major difference is that this customer payment is going to be offset. It's actually going to be sent to the to the bank account, which is my operating account in Faerûn standard dollars. Now, if I remove this, then what we'll actually see is we can see the other payments that we've got. And this is an escrow payment, and then the line of credit is actually going to the money lender. So we've got these different payment methods that we can use that send the money to different directions. So I just want to create a customer payment here. So this is, we can add a description here, but I don't need to do anything here. I'm just going to go and let's see. I'm going to click on the enter customer payments. Now I pause there because we've actually got a lines option and an enter customer payments. We're going to go into the lines in just a minute so that we can see what we're creating. But the enter customer payments gives us an easier way to manage our payments. And if we're receiving in a batch of checks, then we can go out and we can create multiple payments here. But what I want to do is I'm saying I've got a check in front of me and it's for the Fiery Dragon. And what I can do is I can go out and say, I can see that I've got one invoice out here that's due. And then I can say that this is they're going to pay 2,000 Faerûn standard dollars, and this is check for I'll call it a banknote. I'm not quite sure what I decided on for the Faerûn standard sort of promissory note and so forth from the bank. But what we're doing is we're going to choose the account, and then also we can add a description if we want here, and then this is how are we paying this, and this could be a cash payment, it could be a check payment, it could be paid in coin if we want to, and I'm going to make this a check. We'll just select this for now, and then where is it going to be posted to? This is going to go to the bank, and it's going to go to the operating account that I've got here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this, and I'm going to match this payment to the 2,000 Faerûn standard dollars that we've got here. So now as I move through and as I create more transactions, and I can keep on keep on receiving in these payments. And also what I did is I checked the deposit slip. I don't use it very much, but when I first started working on Dynamics, then I had a gentleman that told me always to check the deposit slip. So, and what that will do is that will allow you to create a deposit slip for the bank, which has all of the payments in it, so you don't have to worry about it. But I'm going to add this here. So then I'm just going to save this into the journal, and that's it. So I've gone out and I've received my payment. And I could continue on. So say, for example, if I wanted to, I could go to the Yawning portal and I could look at that they owe us $198.04 Faerûn gold pieces. That would be 198 gold pieces and 4 silver pieces. But I'm not going to receive that in yet. I'm going to leave some of those transactions out there so that we can do the deduction management. And now I'm just going to back out. So now we've got our customer payment, and I've entered the customer payments. So now what I'm going to do is I can go and look at the lines. So I can see all of the payments that I've got here. And if I'm receiving these in batch, then I'd have all of the transactions down here with all the information that's associated with it. Now, I've got my payment references here. So what I can do is I can validate this. And if everything's going right, then what this will do is this will say everything's fine. So if there's any variance, for example, the reason why I made a note on payment reference, I think that's a required field that we need to have in the system. So I'm just going to go out and make sure that everything is correct here. Now, if I back out of here, yeah, so I can, now what I want to do is I want to complete this transaction. Now, what I want to do is I want to post this. So the posting is the confirmation and the finishing of the transaction. So if I can post this here, but also if you notice when I went to the lines, I've actually got a post option here. So we can post when we're inside the lines, or I can post back here on the main form. And I'm just going to post this. So this is now going out and it's completing that transaction, and it's going to receive the cash, and it's going to and everything's fine, and then it's going to close this transaction. So what we can actually see is this payment is posted. So now if we go out and look at everything we can look at all the payments, we can look at the ones that aren't posted, so now that payment is gone, or we can look at the ones that have posted, and we can see that transaction. So as we keep on receiving in cash, then we're going to see this we're going to get more and more transactions as we're running through. So what we've done here is we've gone out and we've received the cash in the system, and that's great. So now what we're going to do is let's go and look at that transaction and make sure and see where it went. So what should happen, and what I'm pretty sure is going to happen, and hoping that's happened, then when we go to the bank account, then we're actually going to see some money coming into the bank account based off that transaction. So we're going to here's our steps here. We're going to work through, and we're going to go into the bank accounts. We're going to look at that. So let's go back here, and I'm going to look for my bank accounts. So I can look at this through the menu search, or if I go into cash and bank management, then I can actually go into the bank accounts from here as well. Now, all of this was going into my operating account. So we've got our cash accounts, our line of credit, our merchant account, our payroll account. But here's our bank account with all the information associated with it. So what I can do is I can go and look at the transactions, and now we can see our cash receipt has come in for the amount of $2,000. So now we've got that receipt being recorded, that then we can go back and perform the cash cash impact management like bank reconciliation, and we can mark these off as receipts that have been received. So what we can do is we can verify this cash receipt. Now also, if we wanted to, we can go and look at the original document that's here, so we can see the details of this journal, and this is actually the customer payment, so we're sort of moving all the way back. And then also what we can do is we can look at the voucher directly from here, and we can see the accounts that are being hit. So what we're doing is we're hitting the bank account and the accounts receivable. So we're decrementing accounts receivable. We're increasing the bank account because this is a cash payment. And again, we can go and look at all of this, and we can, let's see if we can go to the original voucher. It's going to take us to the journal entry for the cash payment as well. Oh, also, one other thing to notice, when we went out and set up our journal, then we had the prefix of CPJL for cash payment journal. So now when we look at our voucher, we can actually see that is the numbering sequence that's being used in the journal. So we can tell that this is a cash receipts that's being received in. So that's great. Now we've got our cash in our bank. And I think let's go and look at the balance, and we can see that we've got 2,000 Faerûnian standard dollars in this bank account, as opposed to, let's go to like our cash account. I think if we look at the cash account, we've got some money there. And let's look at this one. Yeah, and we've got no money in that account. So we're going out and we're sort of seeing some of these transactions run through. So the final thing that we'll do, and we'll probably finish off after this, is we'll go back to the credit statement and we'll update the aging balance for that customer. So if we've got this automated then, or a batch process that's running periodically, then this will automatically update itself. But if I go into my aged balances, and let me go over to that so you can see it. So if I back out of here and go, let's say we'll go to the, let's start here. And again, look at the aged balances. Then the Fiery Dragon still owes us $2,000. That balance is still outstanding according to the aged balance. So what we want to do is we could go and update the aging directly from here. Another option is we could go to the aged balances view, and I think we can collect. Where's the? Oh, actually, this is probably the best way that we can do it, or we can go to the periodic tasks down here and update it. It's interesting that we don't have the aged balance update on that other inquiry. So what I'm doing is I'm updating the 30, 60, 90, 180 day aging buckets, and I'm just going to continue and run this. So now what we're going to do is when I go back into, let's look in the aged balances, then the Fiery Dragon doesn't owe us anything. We've cleared their transaction. Let me see if I can go. And if I go into the Fiery Dragon and can we look at the transactions? There. We can go out and we can look at the transactions that are here, and we can see that I had a free text invoice for $2,000 and a payment. So we're sort of tidying up all these transactions. And then also if I go back to my collections workbench and go to the aged balance, then now we'll see that the Fiery Dragon has got no outstanding balance there. They're in good standing with the company. Now also what we can do is I can update the aging here. And then that's just going to go out and run, it's actually going to run the same transaction, but it's just a single click. And then after a short time, we can go out and we can look at this. And then if there were any changes to the customer balances, then those are going to change as well. me. Just looking. Okay. There was also a. I'm looking for a. There's a collection, another collection workspace, but I guess that's been replaced with the proper customer credit and collections workspace. But what we've done is, if we look through this, we've gone out and we've finished that, and we've just ran the update, and now we've really finished off the cash receipt. We received the cash, we posted it, we updated the aging, and now all of our customer accounts are back in order based off those transactions. So this is, I don't want to go into the next section, which is going to be a little bit of a more advanced collection process, which is going to be the deduction management until the next episode. So until the next live stream, which will be episode 32. In that, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the deduction management, and we're going to receive in cash, but we're going to short pay. So the customer has decided that they don't want to pay this, so therefore it goes into a deduction process, and then we negotiate with the customer as to whether that's a good deduction or not. So we'll set that up in the next episode, but we'll stop here and have sort of like an abridged version under 30 minutes of our live stream. And if anyone has any questions, or if anyone's interested in working through these themselves and setting up your own company in Faerûn, or just learning how to set up Dynamics and learning really from the ground up all of the different parts and pieces that we need to do it, then just contact us. And if you like what we're doing, then support us with the Patreon link that we've got up there. You can go to patreon.com/ADND365, or you can go to ADND365.com/start, and you'll be able to see all of these new guides that we're showing here for the setup instructions, and all the background information on these transactions are going to be posted up there shortly as we complete this sort of retrofit of the documentation. So with that said, I'm going to sign off and let you all have the rest of whatever day or time zone you're in, and we'll see you on the next live stream.